the island. Come on, everybody! Woo! I mean, come on! Yeah, that's it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Tiger Island, right here at Dreamworld. Now, we are so glad you could all join us today to witness some amazing natural tiger abilities, but also to learn a little bit about what could be the most important conservation message facing the world today. Now guys, my name is Wildlife Ali, and they call me that here at Dreamworld because I love animals. Now, who else out there loves animals? Put your hands up in the air. Wow, woo is right, because the animal kingdom, it needs people just like you who are going to be there to look after them, ensuring they survive, especially these beautiful creatures right here. But guys, it does look like we're ready to get started, so I'm going to hand you on over to our handler, Peter. Come on.
Thank you very much, Ali. Thank you very much for that. And again, guys, welcome along to Tiger Island. The first thing I'd like to start off by saying is that at no point during this presentation will you see us force the cats out here. It's always going to be about encouraging them with their favourite treats and having plenty of fun along the way. And we do find that the audiences that participate the most in our presentations really do get the most out of it. So if you see something that you like, make sure you let the cats know. A bit of clapping, cheering, get involved, and I'm sure we'll all be rewarded for that. Now, before I go too much further, I'm going to introduce you to who you're seeing out here. We've got Mel at the back here, keeping a close eye on what's going on out here. Tigers don't always see eye to eye. But we've got Dan over there, and he is going to be working the heaviest tiger in our collection. His name is Kai. He's a 5-year-old male, and he is 160 kilograms. Now, he's still extremely athletic, and we aim to prove that to you by the end of the presentation. Over here beside me we have Adira. She's a 4-year-old female, substantially small. As you can see, she's about 110 kilos. And this is kind of the difference between males and females right throughout the tiger subspecies. Adira has some very special talents, which hopefully she'd like to share with us today. But guys, these are the cats that are about to do your presentation. How about we start off right now with a nice big round of applause for the tigers. Come on guys, that's the way. Get right on watching that. Excellent. So we're going to be starting off with some milk out here. Just a normal full cream dairy milk. We don't add anything to it. When the guys are ready to go, we'll show you our first behaviour. Very simply, one we refer to as a sit-up. There we go with Kai and Adira. What a great way to start. Now, sit-up behaviour is used by a tiger to gain a little bit of height from their body. So perhaps they're walking through long tall grass, trying to locate prey, trying to locate position. Maybe they're trying to pick up a scent mark on an overhanging branch or rock. This is exactly how they would go about doing that. And they can sit in this position for extended periods of time. And for us, it's also a great way to give you guys over there a much better idea. It helps to keep those claws also in tip-top condition by removing any bit of dental oil that might be there. How about that? 160 kilos on one shoulder. He's not that tough. Not at all. In fact, the tiger is doing the majority of the work. Now, we're going to do this with what we call a freestand or a fight stance. And out of our milk behaviours, this is the most difficult to achieve. Adira here is really, really good at it. So we're going to look for her for correct behaviour. Kai over here, he really only likes to do it when he's a little bit more serious about life. But Adira, she's worked out that, hey, I can do this for food and get that little bit of extra treat there. So here we go. Simon's getting her into a good position. Again, just like I said at the start of the presentation, we don't force the cats. Perfect example of that. She'll come back around here in just a moment's time and maybe just a little bit more motivated. I'll also point out too that she's just come out of an estrus cycle, which can make them just a little bit not quite as motivated. But there we go. How about that? Let's give her a round of applause under her own steam up into the freestand or the fight stand. Freeze up the top paws. Okay, then you can bash your opponent around the face area. That is why they have that collar or ruff there. It is designed to knock your opponent off to the ground, where you can then dive on top, grab a hold with the claws, and strike out, of course, with your main weapons, which are your teeth. Which is what we're going to show you now. Now we're going to do this so that we can have a good look inside the tiger's mouth, make sure the tiger's teeth are all okay. But it's a great way to also show you over there the tiger's teeth. In my pocket here I have this plastic replica of a tiger's canine too. So So this will give you a much better idea of just how big the teeth are. So the part that you're seeing is the smallest part of the tooth. Thickest and strongest part's buried deep in the skull, gives them lots and lots of extra power in and around the jaw area. Now this is just one of the contributing factors that enable tigers to be able to kill prey up to 5 times their own body size. Baby elephants, baby rhino, particularly the large deer species, things like summer and sheep-tailed deer. They'll also kill gaur, which is like a great big water buffalo. And these animals are pretty tough in their own right. Hence the reason these nice big strong teeth. But that does bring us to the end of the milk behaviours. How about another big round of applause? We'll finish that all off there. I'm going to hand it back over to you, Ellen.
Thank you so much, Peter. Okay, now we're going to take a quick step back in time and look at the history of these beautiful animals. A century ago, throughout Southeast Asia, a series of tragic events took place that saw the decline of the wild tiger population. 100 years ago, there were more than 100,000 tigers just roaming wild through Asia. But today, there's less than 4,000. And as you can see, that number is still dropping. Now, as the human population grew, it displaced the tiger's natural habitat, and therefore it was kind of inevitable that a human and tiger conflict was going to occur. Now guys, some of the footage up on the big screen behind me, hey, it may be a little bit confronting, but it really does demonstrate the impact that humans have had upon tigers. And Peter, he is going to touch on that a little later on in the presentation. But for now, are we ready to jump into the next series of behaviours?
That's exactly right. As you can see, that distance there is a very simple jump, and Dira's making it look absolutely effortless there. Also assisted by the tail. You can see her flicking that up over her back there. This is giving her extra forward momentum and helping to balance her out when she is in mid-flight. Now Simon, I think, is also going to try maybe and see if we can get a little bit of a combination jump out of it for you. It doesn't always work, but we have a bit of fun with this. Okay, you can see that she's ready and waiting for it. So just get the piece of meat just fell off the back of the platform there. So Simon's going to get it on there just like that. Try and get a little bit of distance and see if we can get her to launch into the air. Okay, it doesn't always work, but here she comes. She's very motivated. Oh, not too bad. Let's give her a little round of applause. I think she lost it into the sun, maybe, something like that. Alright, so you can see Kai, he's going to do it as well, and he's going to show you the boys can do it just as good as the girls can, although he makes it a little bit easier because he's a lot bigger, a lot longer, so he's just lumbering from one side to the other. In fact, tigers can jump around 6 metres if they need to. So top speed for a tiger, about 55, 60 kilometres an hour. They'll reach that in around about 3 seconds. So that sort of momentum going to take you a whole lot further. So I think Dan's going to have a go at this jump into the air. We'll see how we go. Remember, this is 160 kilos of tiger that hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to launch into the air for you. Got himself in a good spot there. Alright, watch for the speed as he comes down off the platforms here. Here he comes. And up into the air. Oh, a little jump, a little jump. Alright, now so far what we've been doing is highlighting skills that tigers would require for survival in the wild. We're now going to show you a technique of training that makes our lives so much easier. It's called mark training. Very simply, a mark is the board that the guys have got in their hands here, put it on the ground, tiger walks over and places both front feet on it. Really simple to train. Start off with a big board, touch it, you get food. The board then gets smaller and smaller, and we start to get them to place their paws right next to each other. We now have access to the whole tiger. If we want to take a temperature or give them their yearly vaccinations, bring a vet in nice and close to have a look at any problems that they might have. Maybe we want to have a look at joint movement in older tigers. Simply by using 2 mark boards, they can move backwards and forwards without any stress to them, as you can see. We can video this, we can send it to vets, we can bring the vets in, whatever needs to happen. Okay, the other thing that this thing comes in handy for, you want to make a movie or a commercial or a documentary, something along those lines, need a tiger to move from one side of the scene to the other, how simple is that? And we enjoy being involved in the media work because it has an income. Not an income for Dreamworld, not an income for us, but an income for tigers out there in the wild. Because as Ali touched on earlier in the presentation, there is some serious trouble. Now the main reason to the decline of the tiger is deforestation, which isn't just affecting tigers, it's affecting all species of animals, including us. That as well as poaching, so poaching for their body parts and poaching for their prey. They're the main reasons for the decline, okay? If we can stop that from occurring, tigers live on for many, many years to come, as well as many other species. So, we support those groups that go out there into the wild each and every day looking for any evidence of illegal poaching or illegal deforestation that might be going on, giving them the tools that they require to really protect that those wilderness out there. Now, we can't do that without raising money here. We do it in a variety of ways. Obviously, media work is one way that we do that. You may have noticed the donation boxes around Tiger Island. 100% of the money that goes in there goes to helping save tigers, okay? We're also, too, at the moment, offering cub experiences where up to 20 people come out here onto the island and get to spend about half an hour with us and a couple of our tiger cubs. We're also, too, now offering cub walks, where you go for a walk for about 45 minutes with us out around the bushland, around the back part of Dreamworld there. So plenty of ways you can get involved. Jump on the Dreamworld website if you want to find out more options there. While you're there, check out the adoption packages. Our adoption packages start as low as $20. They do go upwards from there depending on your budget, or perhaps you come from an organisation where you can all pass the hat around and collectively adopt a tiger. Another way that you can get involved. There are also tiger painted paw prints in the shop. They're $10, painted by the cats out here when they're sleeping, bit of non-toxic paint, and they're $10. The whole $10 goes towards tiger conservation. So plenty of ways you can get involved. Of course, that is the more serious side of what we do here. We're also about behaviours, and this next one's quite interesting because a lot of the early literature will tell you that tigers can't climb trees. Theory here is that the tiger is too big, claws are too small, there's no way they can support their weight in a tree. So who of you out there would like to see a tiger climb this tree right here, right now today? Anybody?
Yes!
About 10 of you. Come on, who wants to see a tiger climb a tree?
Yeah!
That's the way. Again, straightforward process. Big long pole, bit of chicken on it, get yourself a motivated tiger, and away you go. Out in the wild, it might be a bird or a monkey, maybe a lepus spray hanging out of the branch of a tree. This is exactly what we would expect to see. Wow. He's even got the incredible upper body strength to have a bit of a look around while he's up there, and then shimmy back down. Look at him using his tail there. He's getting that extra balance as he's coming back down from that tail. What a great effort. Let's give him a big round of applause.
And a small word of warning, folks. If you ever find yourself confronted by a tiger in the wild, don't climb a tree, will you? Thanks, Peter. You got me. Alright, guys, this does bring us to the grand finale of today's presentation. You guys are in luck because this happens to be my favourite behaviour. But I'm not going to give too much away. However, Peter's so nice, aren't you? You're going to let us cue this behaviour? Yeah, awesome. I'm excited.
Absolutely. Let's go for it.
Alright, what's going to happen? I'm going to count to 3. You're all going to yell, jump as loud as you can. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
Maybe all together at the same time might be a bit better, Helen.
Oh, you heard? Alright, guys. Let's prove him wrong. Here we go. All together. Bigger, louder, jump after 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, that'll do it. Yes. That'll do it all right. Okay, so Dan is in position. Kai is ready to go. So ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
How about that? Come on, give him a good round of applause. As we do that, check this out over here. You see that Mira's got some special talents, and this is it. Way she can just dive under the water there and pick up a piece of chicken. We might have one more from there in just a moment.
Alright guys, and how about we give the handlers out on the island a huge round of applause today. Come on! Well, we hope you've enjoyed witnessing these amazing natural tiger abilities, that you've learned a little bit about this very important conservation message. But guys, before we go, we've got one last message for you up on the big screen from our rangers in Sumatra.
Terima kasih atas bantuan dalam pelestarian harimau Sumatera.
Alright, so say one more behaviour. We'll see if she's going to do it today. She's going to jump into the pool.